President Trump and Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell tried tirelessly to get a border wall funded. With fingers in their ears, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer wouldn't hear any of it, deceptively claiming it was President Trump and the Republicans that brought the government to a stalemate. And even though the facts have been presented repeatedly,
you hear a lot of talk that there are experts that say that walls don't work. I promise you that if you interview Border Patrol agents, they will tell you that walls work. I worked in Naco, Arizona for 10 years. We didn't have physical barriers in Naco, and illegal immigration and drug smuggling was absolutely out of control. We built those walls, those physical barriers, and illegal immigration dropped exponentially.
The president has the support of the American people because they want to feel safe. The number one duty that the president has, and frankly that Congress shares with him, is to protect the people in this country. We have a national crisis at our border. We also have a humanitarian crisis at our border, and the president's not going to back off.
Out of the 100 freshmen reporting for duty to the House in the 115th Congress, 64 of them were Democrats. But this is no longer a Democratic Party anyone recognizes. This new party touted the New Green Agenda, a multi-trillion-dollar money pit focusing on a sure path to socialism through green initiatives, universal Medicare, and universal wages. And Michigan Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib, who had sworn in on Thomas Jefferson's Koran, repeated this new Democratic Party's hysteria.
People love you, and you win. Woo! And when your son looks at you and says, "Mama, look, you won," bullies don't win. And I said, baby, they don't, because we're going to go in there, we're going to impeach the mother.
While Governor Cuomo echoed the rise of democratic socialism in his acceptance speech.
Just as FDR turned the frustration of the economic depression into a movement to pass the New Deal, let New York use the frustration of the social depression to pass a new justice agenda, advancing social, racial, and economic justice. And let us address our issues, our very real issues, with a progressive agenda, not a regressive agenda, an agenda that moves us up, forward, and united, not down, backwards, and divided.
Blue Dog Democrat Tennessee Congressman Jim Cooper summed up the desperation among the eroding Democratic Party, tweeting, "Today I voted present in the vote for Speaker of the House, consistent with my 8-year push for new Democratic leadership. Now that we are back in the majority, I did not vote for a rival candidate because there are none." And even before Pelosi flubbed her speech and regained the gavel, the Associated Press reported Representative Brad Sherman intends to introduce articles of impeachment against President Trump. The LA Times had reported that Sherman's measure will accuse Trump of obstruction of justice in the firing of former FBI Director James Comey, among other things.
So making sure that he too is not above it in the way that he has fired his investigator, or the way he's tried to pick his judges, the way that he's tried to, get rid of his attorney general or put in place an attorney general that would try and end the Mueller investigation. So I think it's really explaining to the American people that investigations matter, whether it's upholding the Constitution, the rule of law, or issues that affect them at their kitchen table.
President Trump reminded the American people that the case for the wall had not met defeat.
You can call it a barrier, you can call it whatever you want, but essentially we need protection in our country. We're going to make it good. The people of our country want it. I have never had so much support as I have in the last week over my stance for border security, for border control, and for, frankly, the wall or the barrier. I have never had anything like it in terms of calls coming in terms of people writing in and tweeting and doing whatever they have to do. I've never had this much support.
However, Pelosi and company passed a plan in the House to reopen the government without funding the wall.
The fact is, a wall is an immorality. It's not who we are as a nation. And this is not a wall between Mexico and the United States that the president is creating here. It's a wall between reality and his constituents.
Of course, Pelosi says this, knowing the immoral crimes against American citizens will continue. John Bowne reporting.